fabulous audience and ardent readers of SheSight. I welcome you to the She Writer series of a podcast where we feature amazing women who wield words like magic wands, creating enchanting worlds and sharing stories that resonate with the beating heart of our tribe, which is strong rockstar women. All right, let's get set for some inspiration now. We're going to chat with these amazing writers and find out what makes them tick. We will uncover the stories behind their writing. And in the same spirit today, we are in for a treat as we welcome a remarkable guest to the SheSight podcast. She is a powerhouse with a degree in history who then ventured into the world of management. But here's where it gets interesting. She is not a typical 9 to 5er. After a brief stint as a lecturer in a management school, she took an unexpected turn into the world of writing, thanks to a chance moment she came across. Fast forward to today, and she has become a regular voice with SheSight, infusing her unique blend of insights on history and management know-how into thought-provoking articles. And did I mention her husband is a doctor? Now that's a duo with stories to tell. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and get ready to unravel the fascinating journey of Nidhi Raj, a woman who traded the boardroom for the world of words. Let's get this conversation rolling. Welcome, Nidhi.
Thank you so much for having me here.
I'm excited to have you here today, Nidhi. Your journey has been one winding road from studying history to jumping into management and then giving teaching a shot. How did all that lead you to discovering you enjoy writing, especially about women's issues and global affairs? Let's hear from you.
Well, there wasn't any specific plan. Writing simply happened to me. It came naturally as a medium of self expression, you can say.
Mhm.
I was always good with words all through my childhood and college days. I would write something or the other. Some articles for school and college magazines, winning essay competitions here and there, but I never took it seriously. Then I went into a career of teaching management, and somewhere down the line, writing took a back seat. It only came to the forefront while helping my kids with their assignments. I think it was in March 2020, there was a nationwide lockdown in India.
Yeah.
When the whole country was indoors, my doctor husband was out there.
Yeah.
I was anxious and stressed. Even after the lockdown, things were not easy. Parents would stop their kids from playing with mine, and all these people were my friends.
Mm.
My house help was forced to leave her job at my place. My kids were confused and I was so angry. I did not want to talk to anyone regarding this, as I thought no one would understand. So I turned towards the only thing I knew to express my emotion, and that was writing. It was this year when I started journaling. At first, I wrote about myself. Later, I think I got a hang of it and started writing opinion pieces on issues that were close to my heart. One of my first articles was about a friend of mine who confessed that her whole life had been a lockdown after marriage.
Oh my God.
And so this feeling of staying indoors all the time was nothing new. It hit me hard. I wanted to tell all the housewives that life is not over yet. You can always restart. I know that transition is hard. I used to be a working woman. Then, after motherhood, I took a break and rejoined the workforce again after kids were a little older. But now it's been 3 years since I rediscovered myself and I'm enjoying every bit of it. For me, writing is a part of healing. It took me out of the dark days of my life. Now I know how to get out of anxious and stressful situations. Not only that, I write when I'm happy, I write when I'm sad. And I'm nearing 50, but I'm still a young writer.
Wow, that's interesting. So writing kind of saved you during the tough lockdown. It was tough for all of us. Wonderful, nice way. I'd love to hear more about your story from teaching to regular writing, Nidhi. Can you tell us about The moment when you decided to switch from teaching to becoming a writer, what was it like and how did it make you want to keep writing?
Well, actually, the shift from teaching to writing has been very organic.
Hmm.
I think writing is just an extension of it. While teaching, I was more focused on writing about management related topics, be it preparing for the lectures or helping my students with their work. It
Yeah.
was only after relocating to a new place, when I was looking for other teaching opportunities, I decided to take this risk. It was during this period when one of my friends asked me to write an article for her magazine. I did it only for the purpose of helping a dear friend. But honestly, after the article was published and I saw my name in print, I was hooked. I was so happy. I think it was some sort of validation that I needed to make this transition. And now I was sure, I was determined more than ever to make it happen. I think it takes only a moment to realize what makes us happy. When I understood this, I started making sincere efforts in that direction.
That's so true, Nidhi. It's amazing how single moment of seeing your name in print can be so validating and can be so motivating. I would love to explore more about the balancing role you've been playing, juggling between a hands-on mom, a homemaker, and having a doctor hubby with a demanding job. It sounds like a lot. How do you make time for writing with all these different roles? And do you think your mix of experiences adds something unique to your take on women's issues?
Well, I don't think being a mother or a homemaker limited or restricted me. I enjoyed all of it, seriously. In all the stages of life, I did my best with all the limited knowledge and experience I had in hand. Being responsible for nurturing and taking care of two young lives has been the most fulfilling and rewarding aspect of my life. And the fun part of being a doctor's wife is that you
Mhm.
get a lot of me time.
Oh my God. Okay.
Honestly, with all this time in hand, I want to write about so many things that are close to my heart. I think a little bit of time management, delegation, and asking for help has made it possible for me to do what I love doing most. My shift from working woman to homemaker has brought me in contact with all types of women and the issues that they face at home and workplace. Being a first hand witness, I take it as a responsibility upon myself to make these issues seen and heard.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Amazing. Well said. I also find that your articles are really into women issues. They get into women's issues. So, what makes you so passionate about it? And how do your own experiences shape the things you write about?
Well, I'm indeed very passionate about women's issues. It's something very close to my heart. Be it workplace equality or sharing the load at home, I think women need to be more vocal about it. More than raising our voices, we need to improve the argument in our favor, which is supported by facts and figures, and most importantly, common sense. See, change can only happen when we ask for it. Things will not be served on a platter. So, women need to buckle up and start addressing these issues. We have to be our own savior. No one is coming. Like
Mm.
right now, I'm writing a series on women in history for your magazine. By rewriting these stories of these remarkable women, I just want to remind young girls of all the hardships these historical figures had to face to accomplish something in life. I want all the girls to know that quitting is never, never, never an option. They walked so we could run. All these fabulous ladies were far ahead of their times. Risks and bold decisions must be taken when there is a need for it.
Right. Very well put. They walked so we could run. Very well put. I have to say that. And so true. Now, let's talk about the world, Nidhi. Your interest in
Yeah,
international relations. That's
yeah.
fascinating. How does that show up in your writing? Do you feel like your history and management background give you a different way of looking at global issues and global things?
Well, yes, international relations is my newfound love, you can say.
Okay.
It's still in its early stage. Not many people know that I got selected for an international relations course at JNU. I got a scholarship too.
Okay.
But in
Okay.
those, yeah, but in those days, a degree in management was far more promising. So it didn't happen actually. But
Mhm.
I think my love for world affairs stayed with me. Although I didn't pursue it academically, it always stayed. I was always updated and read about it. And with so much happening around the world, it's really hard not to get involved or have an opinion about it. To put it simply, as a student of management, I learned to manage. And when now I look around the world, all I see is mismanagement of affairs, vested interest playing with the emotions of common people across nationalities. The problem is the same, and the
Yeah.
solution simple. But some people just don't want to solve it. Aggravating issues seem more profitable to them.
Very true.
So I
Very
hope,
true.
yeah, so I hope my take on these issues help people to see the larger picture and make decisions which are in their interests. It's always better to learn from the past and not to make the same mistakes again and again. We all know. It's always wise to learn from others' mistakes too. So you will be seeing more of me in this segment too.
Yeah, we so look forward to it. And yes, how She Sites readers across the globe love your articles. And that brings me, Nidhi, to my last question for this episode. For our listeners thinking about trying out writing or making a change like you did, what tips do you have? How did your journey from teaching to writing affect your approach? And what advice would you give to those wanting to explore their passions? Too many questions in one breath, I know, but please do answer them one by one for our audience, Nidhi. You know how much they love you, don't you?
Sure. I think my only advice to young people is to write, and write daily for young writers. Practice, practice, and practice. There
Hmm.
will be fewer opportunities in the beginning, but practicing your skill will keep you updated. So when the opportunity comes, you are ready for it. And as for my journey, I was always focused on preparing, upskilling, and taking risks. So if you feel this is your call, please go for it and give it your 100%. Also, hats off to your magazine for its relentless efforts in championing the cause of women across various walks of life. By simply creating a space that showcases inspiring stories, challenges societal norms, and advocates for gender equality, you guys have played a pivotal role in fostering a more enlightened and progressive society. Your commitment to shedding light on women's achievements and challenges is a commendable stride towards a world where every woman's voice is heard and respected. So, kudos to you.
Thank you so much for your kind words for us, Nidhi, and thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey with us today. It's been truly inspiring to hear how writing became such a pivotal part of your life. Your journey really
Yeah,
shows how important it is to explore and actually go after what truly brings you joy.
mm,
It's a
yes,
reminder of
yes.
the strength found in self discovery and following your genuine happiness. I'm so, so very thankful to you for regularly contributing to our platform. And I'm sure our listeners will find your experience both relatable and motivating. Thank you for being on the show, Nidhi. It was a pleasure having you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.